And you are live.
Oh God. uh, Hi everybody. I'm Kai out of the Rising Winds. Today I'm going to be teaching you glass etching. And when you hear glass etching, you are chemically etching the designs onto a piece of glass. You can also use like mirrors or bottles, just something with glass. There's also glass engraving, which you would use a like one of those diamond tip like small drills, and that's you're actually cutting into the glass. But we're not going to do that today. No. I've been doing glass etching for about 4 years. It started when a friend of mine, Amdare, he just randomly gave me this stack of panes of glass for no reason. And so while trying to figure out what to do with them, I thought, hey, glass etching. I looked it up how to do it online, started experimenting. It is crazy easy. Usually when I teach this class, it's in person, and the rest of the hour is filled with doing hands-on their own little projects. So for to get started, the chemicals I'm going to use is called Armor Etch. You can get this at any craft store. If your Walmart or Myers has a decent crafts section, they may have this. A bottle this big is anywhere from like $12 to $20, depending on where you go. If you go to Joann's, you can usually use your crazy coupons that they always put out. To put the chemical on, I suggest these. You can get a pack of them for really cheap, and then when you're done with them, you can just throw it away. I think I got a pack of like 20 of them for like $2, and they've lasted me quite a while. Obviously you need glass, and the chemical is Armor Etch. You can literally go out and buy it. So to get, and then you also, depending on what design you wish to put on the glass, you can use if you want words like a specific font, you can use these Peel letters. You can get these are in the scrapbooking section of craft stores. Just make sure that they completely come out, including if they have like a circle, because you don't want to have to cut that out. You can also people will use the vinyl cutting stuff, the crickets, the circuits, whatever they're called, and you can make your own stencils. Like someone made this for me when I did a class at Battle Cry. This is another Battle Cry. And if you don't have access to one of those to make your stencils, you can also use painter's tape. And when you use this, you would essentially cover the area you would want to put the design on, draw it out. So you may have to have some artistic ability. So I made like a little kind of step-by-step thing here. If I So once you figure out what design you want to put on and exactly how you want to do it, you're going to want to clean your glass. I recommend you use soap and water, and do not use glass cleaner. Some instructions online will say, oh, just use like Windex. Do not use those, because some of the cheaper glass cleaners can leave a film, and that can cause problems for your design when you do it. So clean your glass with soap and water, and then you're gonna go back over it with rubbing alcohol, and that will help clean the glass even more, and it also will not leave a slight film behind. So so let's say for your glass, you're going to want to do just some letters. The example I have set up here says WTF in fancy font, and you're going to want to if you just want like a band, you're going to want to like kind of, if you ever used stencils or like spray paints before, it's a lot like that. So you're going to want to like cover the area if you just want like a little square. I've done tumblers for the glass tumblers for somebody's wedding that was similar to this. It obviously didn't say I survived the plague rain. It said their name, but it was just letters with like a band around it. And you're basically going to be turning the clear glass to opaque on these surfaces that are not already covered. Now, when you put on the stickers or the tape, you're going to want to make sure that it's tacked down. If you've ever put a bumper sticker or vinyl on your car or your laptop, a window, it's very similar to that, because you do not want the air bubbles in the stickers or the stencils, because that can cause your design to be all like funky and whatnot. If you don't want the square, if you don't want the line like this, what you would have to do is like cut out the letters. So you would like draw it on, and then it would cut out to like this. Like these are basically the two designs, like ways you can do it. So you can either have the smiley face, or you can do the Mr. Man smiley face here. The oils in the fingers do get in the way, so usually I'm wearing gloves for this, so you don't necessarily have to wear gloves. I kind of recommend it though if you're doing the more intricate work, like if you're covering a bunch of like an entire glass and then cutting it out, such as when I did this. I basically covered this with tape and then carefully cut this out. I did wear gloves. Also, it is a mild acid, so it may burn your cuticles a little bit. And for the love of God, if you think you have some on your fingers, wash your hands before you go rubbing your eyes. I haven't done it yet, knock on wood, but I'm also terrified that I might do it just because it's one of those dumb things someone might do. So once you get everything set up, so we're going to use this. It says WTF. If I'm afraid that there's probably, so I'm going to just do a little dab of rubbing alcohol just to help it. It's just And then what I would do, and then what you do is you take this, make sure the area you're in is a bit ventilated, or that you're not like huffing it. Please don't huff the chemicals. And I'm basically just going to give it a nice layer or coating. It's almost like you're spreading frosting in a way. It looks please don't eat this. It looks a bit like glue. And so once you get a good covering, you're going to let it chill out anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on if you want to sit there with a timer. I usually do something set off to the side, completely forget about it for like an hour, and then come back because I did something else. It's just the way I work. But yeah, you generally let it sit there for about like 5-10 minutes, and try to every few minutes you're going to want to come back and basically just agitate it a bit. You're not going to want to scrub it. Don't do that. It's literally just like you're dabbing the stuff on. And when you do that, you are ensuring that the chemicals are covering the surface that you want to etch. So we're gonna let that sit there for a few minutes. If people have some questions or whatever, like if you want to open that up, just so we're not just sitting here staring at each other.
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I'll fire away just to, oh, okay.
Oh, someone, I have not painted it. I've never actually painted glass before. I keep meaning to try it. I know you can use just acrylic paints. I know there's something called unicorn spit that I see people doing. I just haven't gotten around to trying to paint anything using actual paints. Anything else? We got a few minutes.
Okay, I have one.
Yes.
Okay. So with the etching, what obviously you can use on glass and such. How about when working with like mirrored surfaces and things like that? Or I should say just mirrors.
You can use it on a mirror. I don't have an example for it, and you're gonna do it on the surface of the mirror. If you want to do the whole having the image on the back of the mirror, that would involve more engraving than etching. So that's where you would get the diamond tip drill and draw your design on the back. And for that, you would have to be kind of careful because glass breaks. So that's a thing. And so it's like with glass etching, it's easy to do. You can literally go to a dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever of the dollar stores that are around there, and you can get a cup, a glass cup, or some of them have like these cool beer steins they're $1 each. So there's $1. The chemicals, like I said, are for the big bottle. It's just expect to spend about $15 on it, and then a pack of the sponges on the stick. That's a couple bucks. It's a great personalized gift. It's quick to do unless you start doing intricate designs with like draw it out on the tape. That's where a lot of the time is consumed, is getting the design stencil onto the glass. And then once you get that on, you can just slather it on, wait a few minutes, and then wash it off.
When working on something like an actual glass itself or sign, things like that, that's a curved area, how do you keep from having the etching cream or solution kind of sliding, off of the area you're trying to etch?
So when I said that this thing's like a paste, it does not. It's not like it's not as fluid as, say, Elmer's glue is. So if I were to just sit here and hold this up, this will eventually slide down, but you would have to basically sit here for hours on end and let it. But if I was to just sit here and wait for it to set, etch, however you want to say it, you will not run into the problem of this glooping onto my lap. Because it's a pretty, I guess you would call it like a non-Newtonian fluid. I don't know if it's technically is, but it's not going to go glooping everywhere. So it's been a few minutes, so can you etch ceramic tile? That one I'm not 100% sure on. I've never worked with ceramics. Whenever I've seen ceramic stuff, it's always been engraving. I imagine you could, because you can etch armor, not with this stuff. This stuff is too weak to etch arm or to etch metal. I haven't tried to etch metal yet. I saw somewhere that you can use like liquid plumber or something. I'll get back to people when I try that experiment.
I have a class of metal etching later, so just come on back on.
Okay, so do you use liquid plumber?
No.
I read somewhere that you can use liquid plumber, and I'm like, So, ideally, you're gonna want hot water, because that will help if the stencils, tape, stickers, whatever it is you use for the design, if they have adhesives, it will help like loosen that. But otherwise, you just need water, preferably running water, but I'm not going to drag you guys. I'm not going to drag my laptop to the bathroom because I didn't clean it. And also no one wants to see my bathroom. So once you get it all off, then I am peeling away. If I was doing this under running water, I would be peeling away the stickers. And then going to give it one more pass over with the water just to get any extra glue off of it. remove the tape. And so let me find a bit of scrap fabric. I'll try to get the. Okay, maybe it's better that way. But see, nice. What the F? And then you can give your present to your friend. So, any more questions? Oh, also, you can always customize wine bottles if this one will share. Says, oh my God, wine. I don't know. I wanted to see what it looked like, what it would look like with colored glass at one point, and this was the first colored glass bottle I found. So questions, comments, concerns?
What is the most interesting thing you have ever etched?
For a knighting gift, someone bought a glass decanter, and I had to get someone to make a stencil for it, and that was a pain in the butt. And if you ever play Warhammer 40k, the double-headed eagle, I put that on it because that was the guy's heraldry. That I had to go through a few stencils for that just because of the detailed the detail work involved in a image like that. You can get pretty detailed when it comes to etching. It's just a matter of how much effort you want to put into it. Like just now, I will freely admit that was like almost zero effort because I literally just took stickers, stuck it onto clean glass, taped off the area, chemicals, weighted, rinsed, voila. But if you want to get a bit more detailed, like this was one of my first glass etching projects. What I did here was I cut out a stencil of the Rising Winds heraldry. I basically cut out this, taped off the area, or it's I cut this out, taped out, like set everything up, did the etching, washed that off, and then I actually went through with a pencil or pen. I went through with something pointed and actually hand drew in the phoenix parts. I don't trying to probably should have shut my blinds. So like I said, it just depends on how much effort you want to put into it. The stencils do help. The crickets that you can get, like they can help you make like easy stencils like this, or just use the painter's tape, draw it out, and then you're going to cut out using a X-Acto knife the area that you want to be etched on to the glass. It's a lot. You're basically playing with chemical, stencil, and glass. So anything else?
Does the coloring of the glass have any effect on how the etching will turn out?
Oh, you mean like if it's a like so for the wine bottle that I did, I don't see any I don't see any difference between this and if I did clear glass. I mean, it's darker, but that's just because the glass is, I think the glass on this is dark blue. So, oh my God, wine. Or it looks green. I don't know. It's dark glass, and there's really no difference between the dark glass versus the clear glass, other than it's dark glass. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's easy to do. There's not a lot to it, but people will look at it and be like, that's pretty cool. And I can't wait to see what you make. I just dropped stuff.
Out of curiosity, do they make a kind of a colored etching tray?
I have not found that. Like I know people use unicorn spit to colored glass, to a colored glass, or like go back over. They also use it for a lot of other things. I recommend you check it out. I have not checked it out yet, but I have not found a specific chemical brand product that when you use it, it turns your glass, it will etch your glass like blue or green or whatever. Anything else? Because I only had like the half-hour time slot. Because like I said, this is crazy easy to do.
Does anyone have any other questions? Okay. Your Grace, thank you for teaching this class. I believe everybody had enjoyed it. At this time, I'm going to, since there's no other questions or anything, I'm going to stop the recording. Okay.
Well, this is close chemical armor etch. Yeah. Okay. Just because a lot of people will come back and be like, "What was the name of the chemical?" It's like I'm going to Vanna White it up.
Buy it at your nearest store. Yeah. It helps. It helps. It does help. If you have any questions, of course you can, I'm sure, message Her Grace and ask her thousands of questions.
Also do other stuff if you just want to be like, hey, why is the sky blue? I don't know. I like talking to people.
Why is the grass green? Why does Daddy's hair fall out?
Well, little Billy.
It's because he has kids. And we will be breaking for lunch now for all the classrooms. Classes will resume again at, it says 11, okay, in half an hour. And in this breakout room, we will be having an introduction to artillery
Ooh.
by Baron Frank Avila of hopefully I'm not butchering their name, of Winter's Edge, and it will be a discussion on different types of siege engine, including the principles of construction and employment. If that will be starting up again in about 25 minutes. So if you want to come in and join, that's awesome. We will see you all then.